The main addition in this Beesmas update are these brand new blooms as you are seeing over here, and whenever you do destroy the bloom, it does give you a buff, such as the red one gives you ×2 red pollen at 100x, the white one or whatever one could give you ×2 white pollen. Oh my god, I just should have got it there. There we go, white pollen if you max it out, or the blue one giving you ×2 blue pollen. So yes, just from that sounds insane, but there are of course other blooms that give, oh look at that, we even got the blue one over here that does go crazy if you're either macroing or doing a blessing boost. But there are other ones such as the pink petal giving ×2 bee gather, the gray one giving ×2 markability pollen, which is insane during a boost, and you would want to have it at all times because that would just make you ×2 more, or just other ones as well. Now the only problem with this is that these blooms either A, don't spawn or are in the field 24/7 while you're boosting, or the not correct ones that spawn. Now who fixed this? You have to use a bloom shaker, because a bloom shaker is actually so insane. Like, let me just show you for example. Boom, right over here, it just spawns you so many. Now you might be like, oh yeah, well if I just spawn a bloom shaker during a scorching star, a gummy star, or even a pop star if I'm doing a blessing boost as blue, and well yeah, you will get crazy petals. But the only thing is that the bloom shakers aren't really infinite, right? Because you're probably thinking you can't get them, and as you're seeing, I'm getting all these petals because bloom shakers are just that good. They basically just get you to 100x if you know what you're doing and actually catching them. But anyway though, in the update about 2 to 3 weeks ago now, Onett has added a way to get bloom shakers, because you can actually officially get bloom shakers. Also, as you're seeing, I would have had 100x there just in pepper. So if I would have used it inside of spider, I would have maybe 100x gray petals, which if I spawned that during a gummy star, it would be insane. But anyway, we'll talk more on that in a second, because if you do complete Riley Bees or Bucko Bees petal quest, you actually get rewarded with a bloom shaker. And I know the quest itself may be kinda hard depending on how many quests you have completed, but there is officially a way where you can farm bloom shakers, and I'm sure everybody on the leaderboard is going to start farming them. I'm sure everybody just overall is going to start farming them, because this is something like a normal thing everyone will be using in boost. Like for example, we use cloud vials every time there's none in the field and get up to 3. For example, using gumdrops. For example, using jelly beans. This is something you'll want to use if you either have a scorching star or a gummy star in the middle of it. Now yes, you should save it quite a bit, but get to like 100x bloom shakers if you are doing honey day. Now the thing is as well that I know not everyone may not be the best to be using them, if you know what I mean, in terms of not having maybe SSA or some, that I would recommend to save them for later in the game. But these are really OP, and you can even use them even if you're blue hive, because if you're doing a blessing boost, you could go crazy and get loads of blue ones during a pop star, but you can't really use them while macroing or anything unless you're in blue flower maybe. But I don't really see blue hive being the most insane with it, as you can't really macro bloom shakers if you're blue hive, because you're already macroing the honey, unless you have alt accounts that join and spawn in bloom shakers every day. But I don't know, that's kind of a waste. If you're macroing them on alt accounts, that could be something crazy actually. And if you're on blue flower getting the bubble ones, same with inside of pine tree to get bubble ones, that is legit as well. But anyway though, what I'm really trying to say is during a scorching star, gummy star, pop star, whatever, spawn a bloom shaker if it's really big and looking like going to be big, to get all the extra pollens and buffs from it, or get people or alt accounts to spawn it for you, because you could maintain it the entire boost. But I don't know if that's fully viable, because it might take a bit to farm. But yeah, it is legit, it does actually work, and check it out for yourself. It's definitely going to be really insane, as it is kind of a power creep if you really think about it. I mean bro, ×2 red pollen, ×2 white pollen, ×2 blue, that is insane, and you can get other ones too. The only thing is that spider has really bad petals though. On it, please give better petals in spider. Like bro, what do you mean we are getting red ones and black petals inside of spider in this field? Okay, maybe even the black petals make sense, but red ones bro, you know what I mean. But yeah though, make sure you're just farming the petal quests from Riley and Bucko and getting loads of bloom shakers for your boost. These are going to be pretty crazy.